Hey, welcome to this weather update. So we'll make this really quick today. So let's see. For the severe weather, they put a marginal risk in parts of Virginia, Delaware, North Carolina, and Southern Maryland, for mainly for wind. So no hail threat there. North, but they actually have a 2% tornado threat in parts of Virginia, North Carolina, and Southern Delaware. So I think that's Delaware. Not entirely sure, but or it's part of Maryland. But anyway, be aware. A 5% wind and 2% tornado threat. And then there's also this monsoon-driven severe weather risk in parts of Arizona and California, as especially parts of southern Nevada, California, and Arizona there. So this is mainly for wind, and hail is less than 2%, but this is mainly for wind there, and tornado just there, probabilities. So be aware. And the general risk of thunderstorms, be aware too. Sometimes thunderstorms can cause flash flooding and are strong. So let's see. Isolated severe thunderstorms are possible today over portions of the Mid-Atlantic region, as well as western Arizona and lower Colorado River Valley. So be aware today. Tomorrow, just general risk of thunderstorms in many areas, except parts of the plains and the north and the west coast. And for day 3, there's also a general risk of thunderstorms in many areas except some central areas and the west coast. So let's see. We also have for today some isolated dry thunderstorms possible in parts of the northwest, from California to Washington, parts of western Montana and Idaho, and Nevada. And also for tomorrow, we have an area of elevated in northern Montana there, in parts of northern to western Montana, and isolated dry thunderstorms possible too in parts of Idaho, Oregon, and northern Nevada. The precipitation forecast for today, for Monday the 22nd, so more on the east coast, especially Virginia, North Carolina, more in Texas, Louisiana. For tomorrow, more near Texas, Louisiana, parts of the north and east coast, and the monsoon in the west. Day 3, more in Texas and Louisiana, and other areas as well as Canada there. Day 4, more in the east coast, southeast, and the west. Day 5, more in the south and east coast and the southwest. Day 6, more in many areas, but not much. Day 7, more in parts of the southeast and south, and maybe in the north some. Days 1 through 7, a big hotspot in Texas. They have in the next 7 days possibly more than 5 inches in some areas in Texas, and a lot in the east coast parts of North Carolina too. So let's see. Excessive rainfall, it's a slight for today in parts of Texas, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and the east coast from South Carolina to Pennsylvania, and a slight in New Mexico and southern Colorado, a small marginal in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and a big marginal from New York to California. So let's see. For Tuesday, tomorrow, a marginal in the southwest, a slight in Texas, Louisiana, a marginal from Texas to southern Maine, and a marginal in the north. Day 3, a big marginal from Texas to Massachusetts, a slight in Texas, Louisiana, a marginal from New Mexico to Nevada and California, Colorado, Utah, and Arizona, and a marginal in parts of the Midwest. Day 4, a slight on the east coast from Georgia to Virginia, and a marginal from Texas to Maine, and another marginal on the west. Day 5, just 2 marginals. So, oh, sorry, I don't know what happened here. So let's see some other things. The heat waves still ongoing in the west, some areas of extreme heat risk, some high temperatures for today around 100 in parts of the west, and some 80s in the central areas and 90s in Florida. For tomorrow, Tuesday, some 100 still in Montana on the west, parts of southwest, and some 90s in Florida and the southeast. For Wednesday, some 100s in the north all the way to 106 there in Montana, some 100s in the southwest still, like 107 in the valleys of California, 112, and all the way to Oregon and Idaho. Day 4 here, so this was Wednesday. For Thursday, there are more 90s in the plains, 100s in Montana still, 90s in Florida, and still some 100s on the west, especially California and Arizona and southern Nevada. So for Friday here, let's see, some 90s in the central areas, in the plains, in Montana, some 100s in the southwest, and some 100s, no, some 90s in Florida. And then, let's see, for next Saturday, day 6, still some 90s in the plains, and more 80s in the Midwest and some other areas, 90s in southern Georgia and Florida and Alabama, even Louisiana, some 100s on the southwest still, other areas of 80s and 90s. And let's see for next Sunday, day 7. So still some 90s in the south, in the southeast. Wait, I don't know what happened to the video. Here, so some 90s in the plains as well. In the Midwest, some 80s and 90s. In the southwest, some 100 still for next Sunday. So be aware. And the wind gusts for today, the max wind gusts, this valid until Tuesday, tomorrow. So there could be some stronger winds in the Cascades there today, and maybe another area too, especially in Southern California and Arizona. So let's see now for Canada, some stuff here. So here's first some heat alerts. We have a bunch of air quality statements and heat alerts. So more quality statements there, going to Manitoba and Saskatchewan, some other areas, and all of these are heat warnings. They will last for the next few days until some systems come on Thursday and Friday, I think. So be aware, some 30s temperatures and more stuff there. The thunderstorm forecast, some severe possible from Alberta to southern Yukon. So mainly heavy rain and strong winds are the main hazards, but there can be some hail. And in parts of western, what's that? So that's British Columbia. So I only said Alberta and Yukon. So the largest areas over British Columbia. So sun lightning is a hazard too, and it could cause some wildfires, but the rain will help. So be aware of these severe storms possible today there. So the rainfall totals until Friday, a lot of rain in northern Alberta, more rain in British Columbia and other areas, so this might help with the wildfires. Let's see, some general risk of thunderstorms today in parts of southern Manitoba, parts of Saskatchewan, and going south into southwestern Ontario there. So nothing big. We will make a more detailed video another day this week probably. So stay safe.